Radio. Wrestling podcast featuring Ramen Bomber and Rab and the one and only Peanut. Woo! Jobber Radio. Jobber Radio. Jobber Radio. Jobber Radio. Bitches.
Leo Rush, what a fucking moron.
It's Kofi!
But you're saying, okay, so you're saying Kofi's nobody? I mean, come on.
Yeah, nobody.
Kofi's not a monster!
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Jobber Radio, episode number 58. I actually looked it up before we did it this time. Yeah, we got so much to talk about today. We're going to try to do it as efficiently as possible. So let's get right into it. First of all, I'm Jake, aka Bomber. Before we introduce everybody else, you need to go check us out on Discord. We got all the links, everything you need to find and click on jobberradio.com. Subscribe to us on YouTube, search Jobber Radio. Do the Twitter at Jobber Radio, and subscribe on iTunes, search Jobber Radio. Basically just search fucking Jobber Radio on any platform and we'll probably pop up. So that's a quick little check us out. Now, first of all, Peanut is here. Peanut, what are you doing, man? How was that chicken and broccoli for dinner you had?
Man, it was pretty good. It really got me going, gave me some energy, so I'm good to go here. Hoping to carry the Jobber Radio universe. And yeah, let's get this going.
Perfect. There you go. And
that's why I'm the favorite.
You
Stuff
are
like that.
Somehow, some fucking way, you were the favorite. So, Matt Zayn, what's going on?
Pretty good. I had cheap Chinese food, and it was a pretty humorous story. I walked into this place, it's just like a little hole in the wall, called Tasty Goody. There's a couple little chains out here. And so I go inside, and you like waiting on the line and stuff, and all of a sudden I hear somebody yelling, like fuck you! Fuck you! And like it's some like homeless crazy chick with Tourette's in the corner, and she's just like, I'm only in there for maybe 5 minutes, and like I like the entire time everything's quiet, and it's just like, oh yeah, you want some, big boy?
What?
It was pretty.
Was she talking
funny.
to you or somebody else?
No, she was just minding her own business, eating in the corner. But she had, I'm guessing she had Tourette's because she was just screaming out random things, not to anybody in particular. So I'm like, I'm cool with it, but you could tell other people were definitely uncomfortable.
Yeah. Okay, well, I did not expect that story to come out. But yeah, we got the outsiders in the house today. Lee, what you got going on over on your side of Canada?
I had a Subway sub for supper. It was good.
Man, well, you guys got Subway in Canada?
Oh yeah, just got it last week.
You're surprised?
I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know how Canada rolls. Well, cool.
Do you guys got Timmy's up there?
Oh yeah, we got Tim Hortons. We got that about 2 years ago.
All right, Tom. What the fuck? Okay, well, I don't want to go down a fucking side path, but what the fuck is Timmy's?
Tim Hortons. You've never heard of Tim Hortons?
Tim Hortons.
I've never heard of Tim
like
Hortons.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, nope, never heard of it.
We have one around here. It's mostly Canadian.
Interesting. Nope, never heard of it. But Scott is also here. What's going on your same side of Canada?
Similar side of Canada. I had some barbecue pork chops. They were pretty good, and some veggies along with it. And yeah, Tim Hortons is pretty big up here, and we've started going into the States, so we're taking over.
Wow.
We don't have them here yet.
That's
I
all
wish we had one here in California. That'd be great.
They're coming because there's some cool shit, and the American ones get exclusive stuff that we don't even get in Canada.
Wow.
I like it. Good. We deserve it. Fuck you guys.
No. Screw you.
I'm glad everybody had dinner because in order for me to do the podcast with my work schedule, I go to sleep as soon as I get home from work, which today was later than normal, but I usually go to sleep at like 1 p.m. so I can wake up and do the podcast. We record at 9, by the way, in case you're listening to this later.
Eastern?
Yeah, Eastern time, yeah. And I haven't had anything since lunch today, which was, a long time ago. But cool.
Cue the crying baby noise.
Sounds like a youth problem.
In case you all were
By the way, I think this should be our new tradition.
What did we
when
eat
we
before?
introduce each other, we
Yeah.
should say what we had.
Hey, it ties us in
Yeah, I like
perfectly
that.
with reckless eating. So, yeah, there you go.
There you go.
All right, so like I said, shitload to talk about. It's been a while since we were on. We missed last week, so we wanted to talk about Leo Rush first because this is the oldest piece of news that happened, and I know we're a little late on it, but we got a lot to talk about, kind of, because I personally have a strong tie with Leo Rush. We're not going to go into it, but CZW guy. He made some dumbass comments on Twitter when the 3 people got released. It was, who was the big one? Emma was the big one that he actually commented on.
Oh yeah, that's kind of news too, I guess.
Darren Young.
That's the oldest news. Emma, Darren Young, and
Summer Rae.
Summer Rae.
Yeah,
Emma was bullshit. The other 2 didn't matter.
Yeah, I kind of, be honest with you, I mean, I really didn't care about anything.
It's still news, technically.
Yeah.
People got released. Oh, and that tough enough winner guy, Josh Friedel, whatever his name, got released.
Yeah, nobody
went
all that.
nowhere.
I thought he already did.
Exactly.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
So basically, if somehow you haven't heard yet, Leo made a comment on Twitter, and he deleted it since, obviously. But he basically said, I guess these are the things that happen when you're truly not ready for Asuka. So what happened was Emma lost to Asuka on the pay-per-view. TLC. Wait, no.
Yep.
Yeah, well, it was TLC, right? Yeah. And next thing you know, she got released right after that. So he was making basically a comment saying, hey, she got fired, ha. But Lee, I think it was you that said you weren't that mad about it because you said something about kayfabe, or was it Rab that said that in our chat? I don't remember who.
It must have been Rab because it sounds like apologist bullshit.
Yeah, I think somebody in our chat said, well, I mean, it's something about kayfabe.
Oh, that was me.
Oh, it was Peanut. Okay, well.
That was a joke.
Matt had
me.
the apology.
Oh, okay. So it was Peanut making a joke, you son of a bitch. Okay.
That's
But
good.
we can blame it on Rab if it gives him heat.
Yeah, I mean, he's jumping out of a plane right now. But yeah, Leo Rush, what a fucking moron. Okay, working an angle over Twitter is one thing, and I'm not really too big on workers doing that, especially if they're working for a big company. I'm not too fond of that personally, but I mean, if you're gonna say shit like that, at least do it towards someone you're gonna be in a feud with, not someone who's leaving the company. And if you actually look back on this guy's Twitter history, and I made the mistake of doing this guy just makes the dumbest fucking comments. Like, I think he must have had brain damage as a child, or in CZW possibly.
God, I was like, just don't fucking. Yeah.
The guy's talking about big fish, small pond. He's the electric eel and some shit, and it doesn't make any goddamn sense.
I mean, it could be. That could be just character
done.
stuff. I mean,
what do you mean
he's done?
Spider-Man.
Let's all face this. He's done.
I don't think he's done. That's not true.
I guarantee you, all the top guys hate him now. He's done.
Yeah, he's going to catch major
Leo Rush.
shit.
Just another vanilla midget.
Yeah,
to your point, Bomber, it might not be warranted. They might be overreacting, but Bray was right. It's like he doesn't know what he's getting into. He literally didn't know what he was getting into.
Yep.
Because from an outside perspective of just a fan, that's the kind of comment a fan would make. He's on the inside.
No, even most fans wouldn't make that comment because we all respect the fact that, hey, it sucks when somebody loses their job.
But that is a fan kind of comment.
Yeah.
No, it's a 14-year-old fan comment.
Yeah.
It's like a teenage fan comment.
You know what was worse was his apology message that he put a screenshot of.
Yes.
It was just ripe with spelling errors and grammatical errors and just made him look like a bigger fucking moron than he actually is.
I'm telling you right now, this person will be, at best, put on 205 Live to do absolutely nothing, but more than likely, you're never going to see him on WWE TV now. He's done. See you later, buddy. Good job. When you get a job at a place, this isn't even just WWE. You get a job anywhere, you shut your fucking mouth for at least a couple of years until you make friends and you get in good. This idiot got signed to his dream job and then ran his mouth like a moron in a situation he had no reason to be even talking about. See you later, buddy. Dumb shit.
I'll compare it to something. When AJ came in for the Rumble, he was like, I know what I'm doing. I've been in this for 20 years, but I'm the new guy. I'm going to sit quiet and just listen and let them all plan it out. And I'll figure it out. Because that's what you do.
Tons of friends in that company. He still just shut up and he just did what they were told.
You just kind of watch, see what's up, what's going on. Correct me if I'm wrong, this is a CZW question now. Has he really been elsewhere on any level?
Just in the indies, I mean, nowhere. I mean, just a bunch of different indie companies.
So no, then So this was he ROH
his first.
Yeah, he was ROH for a while.
Yeah, but he
should have at least gotten an idea from.
Yeah, he was in Ring of Honor, but he wasn't anywhere like high on the card in Ring of Honor. He was mainly the other
But he's
all I mean is he was in the locker room, so he should have gotten something out of that. That's he
should know. He should know better.
That's no excuse. But he's like super young though, right? Like
he's extremely young. He's like 21,
he will learn
22.
from this and realize how big of a fuck up he did.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He is an idiot. First of all, when I saw that comment almost immediately when it happened. I don't know how it timed out, but I saw the comment when it hit live, like very, very early. And as soon as I read it, I said, "Leo, what in the fuck?" It was a dumb comment. I was super pissed that he fucking said something so stupid because I've been so hyped about him leaving CZW and him going to NXT and all this stuff. And now he makes a stupid fucking comment. I don't think he's done like you're saying, Matt, but
yeah, he's done.
No, he's
done for this round.
He's
done
so
with WWE for
good.
now.
I know you guys really haven't seen much of him, but he's like really, really fucking good.
It doesn't matter how good he is. They're gonna bury the shit out of him, and he'll
He's
leave
young
and
enough.
maybe come back later.
He's young enough that they'll dump him, similar to Daniel Bryan with the tie thing or something like that. They're like, "Yeah, you're done. We'll maybe bring it back in a few months, but you're done."
Yeah,
I
mean,
that's
it's possible.
It. No, don't bother.
It's possible. I mean, they've kept him
And
there
that's
for a
how
little
he
while,
works.
so.
But by the way, like this, we talk too much about this. I want to say, rest
Yeah,
in
we're done.
peace, John Hillerman, aka Higgins from Magnum PI, who died today.
I don't
Yes.
know. I was
that's
asleep
sad.
during that, so I didn't see any of
It's
that.
Higgins.
I was
Did
asleep.
you ever see Magnum PI?
Me? I've actually not watched the show. No, I've never watched that.
I saw it as a
Okay,
kid.
fair enough.
I'm
you at
sure
least
if I
seen
seen the
Magnum
guy.
TA?
Yeah, Magnum TA.
Yeah, Magnum TA. I happen to know him.
Yeah, but either way, Leo Rush, we talked about you too much. So
Yeah.
good luck in your future endeavors.
move on.
All right,
Yeah,
next up.
We'll see. Now I'll have to go back and find the soundbite when you say he's done and it becomes NXT champ. Anyway, here we go. Let's see. What are we going to talk about? Some stuff more current going on. I guess let's talk about the biggest topic of the week is Jericho Omega. I think we should get into that real quick. First of all, Zion, look at you showing initiative and posting a video on Java Radio. Look at that, man.
It actually woke me up. It woke me up because I have people like messaging me all over the Twitter, on Facebook, everywhere. Yeah, pretty surprising. Even Meltzer. My favorite with Meltzer is like if he doesn't know something and he's surprised, he's never excited about anything other than a Kenny Omega match.
Yes.
But like
Yeah.
this involved Kenny Omega, and like his reaction was like, yeah, well, I mean, Jericho's free agent. It was like, no, this is a big fucking deal. Like the fact that Jericho's the first person in recent memory to leave the comfort of WWE and branch out to a competitor. And like New Japan isn't a heavy competitor at this point, but they do have a network. They are on the rise, and I would argue like the fact that Bullet Club is so fucking popular, their shirts are starting. I'm seeing more Bullet Club shirts than I see WWE shirts now, easily around this area.
Yeah.
And so like, and the fact that, Vince and all of them, the way they acted when the Bullet Club did that little, mock invasion, it's a sign that to me that WWE knows that New Japan is a legitimate threat, and that's why they're starting to be assholes about this kind of stuff. At least legitimate. It's at least legitimate enough to where they can start pulling away business. Because I'm telling you, you walk into like Hot Topic is a really big place in the malls out here. You walk in there, and I used to only see WWE shirts, okay, and it was always the current stuff. Now you walk in, there's twice the amount of Bullet Club merchandise. And they only have a sparse few WWE shirts. Like I always used to buy my Kevin Owens shirts from Hot Topic. Mm-hmm. Now it's just Bullet Club. And I'm telling you, when I walk around here, I've gone to a couple of the local wrestling things. Everybody has a Bullet Club right now. And again, I'm not saying that New Japan is going to in any way topple WWE, but I can see them becoming number 2, because at this point, what is number 2? Nothing. TNA.
Well,
TNA is
Ring
a
of
fucking
Honor.
joke.
I think Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor doesn't matter anymore. I mean, like, they're
what?
still a good company,
They work
I think.
with New Japan.
But yeah, but it's just like Ring of Honor isn't really a competitor in my opinion at this point. Whereas New Japan is actually starting to make really, really big plays. Like Ring of Honor got Jericho to wrestle on a boat. New Japan got him to wrestle at their WrestleMania. So there's a much different relationship going on in my opinion there.
Very different thing with that actually, because Jericho wanted WWE involved in the cruise. They wouldn't do it, so he got Ring of Honor to do it.
There you go.
Pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
But no.
But New Japan at one point was the biggest worldwide going back. Like, technically they were bigger than the WWE at one point. The biggest company in the world.
Yeah, that was like way back though. Was it All Japan or New Japan?
Pretty sure it was new.
Okay.
But the whole thing with Jericho, like Matt said, this is the first big guy to leave and go elsewhere. Even though, Jericho does his whatever contracts and keeps coming back. It's free agent, doesn't have to come back, and he can go elsewhere after. This could be a one-shot thing, which is what I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
And
they're saying he hasn't been on contract for 6 months. So his last run with when he came back and did that little like spot with Styles and Owens, he wasn't under contract. He just did that. It was just like a verbal thing.
Well, because he was doing the Southpaw thing, so we came back for that.
Yeah.
But this is the first jump like that. You're right. Since the last time TNA mattered, when people were jumping, this hasn't happened. This will be Jericho's first non-WWF match since '99, and that was when he went from WCW, for crying out loud. So. It's huge, it's big, and it's kind of neat how it happened. Like, it was just well done. That video was amazingly well done. The crowd went all for it. It was really good from all accord. I don't know how good it'll be, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's still a name in Japan. I mean, people know him from his Lionheart days. They still remember him.
He loves to actually go to Japan when the tours go there. He likes to come along. So
yeah, he was popular. He was a popular gaijin in there. But that's the thing you bring up, Scott. That's most important here is how much is Kenny Omega going to have to dumb himself down to make this match watchable?
It's okay though. That's fine.
It's more of like the attraction or what you say, because I mean,
it's going to be an attraction.
Jericho's we know like lately, Jericho unfortunately has not put on the best matches and stuff, but
he turned around, but it took a while. It took like 4 matches with AJ. So
I mean, still, his matches weren't that the actual matches weren't that amazing. He's amazing. He turned into like one of his best characters he's done, but
look at it this way though. Hogan versus The Rock. Is a lot of people say it's one of the biggest spectacles that ever took place at WrestleMania. Match was dog shit. So it's not good, but the atmosphere was so fucking amazing. Now imagine, the way I look at it is Rock during that period was a great worker. He's a very good wrestler. He was more entertaining, but he was a good worker. Hogan was terrible. He's too old. But like if we put Omega in The Rock's shoes and we put Jericho in Hogan's shoes, it's at least going to be better than that, and you know it's going to get a really good reaction because Jericho's first time back. So I'm going to order the pay-per-view just because of that. I was saving my first New Japan order on Bryan, which think about that too. Like if they're possibly getting Bryan next year as well, they can just keep the momentum flowing and they could easily become number 2.
I mean, it's possible.
They're going for a U.S. invasion, literally. That's part of what this is. They want worldwide. They want the U.S.
Cool. They're so cool. That's the WWE doesn't have anybody that you look at them and go, God damn, they're cool. Like, the Bullet Club is fucking cool. And it's something that wrestling has been missing for a long time now. Like, the last person that I legitimately focused on and said was cool was Bomber's arch nemesis, Daniel Bryan. It was cool to like him. But, like, since that, there's not been somebody who pops up and you're like, oh, yeah, this is so fucking cool. The Bullet Club has that down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, I think I more lean towards kind of what Zayn was saying as far as WWE seems to be taking notice. I know, Lee, you don't think that's really the case, but
I don't think Vince sees them as a threat at all, honestly.
I mean, I don't think he sees them as like a major threat, but if they're out there telling them, you know what, you can't do the 2 sweets, you can't do all this kind of stuff, like he's focusing on Bullet Club. I mean, maybe not exactly him, but somebody in the WWE they're trying to take shit away from them, the Bullet Club and stuff. And obviously, the Bullet Club have been amazing at turning the shit around. Like, those little censored 2 sweet things are hilarious.
And the 1 sweet?
Yes, the
all
1
it takes
sweet. Those
is
are
one
great.
lawyer.
See, they're
a lot of...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No,
I was going to say a lot of stuff...
Do you remember a couple years ago when... remember when TNA, they weren't a threat, but WWE was aware of them, kind of thing. Like, there was an incident in Orlando, like they wanted to fly a plane or something. I don't remember what the thing was, but like WWE was aware, but they weren't like, oh man, they're gonna take all our money. I think that's the same situation here.
Yeah, no, to say they're not aware, I mean, they were doing stuff with ICW in Ireland, and they had Triple H actually there and shit. Like, they're aware of these companies. Whether or not the higher-ups give a shit is different. And all it takes is one lawyer to say, we got to protect their intellectual property, go do that. Same thing with Star Wars stuff. George Lucas loved all the fan films, but the lawyers are like, yeah, we got to shut it down, don't let it happen. All right, fine, protect our rights. That's how that works. So they might not even care, but send the lawyers, go ahead.
No, see, I think you're
There's
all
a little
wrong.
bit of both on.
I think you're all wrong, because at this point, Vince is the final decision maker in everything WWE at this point. That's why so many of us say that when he's gone, it's going to be better, because he is the final say. And if they felt threatened by a bunch of, as somebody said in the chat right now, because we are live on Twitch as well, somebody said that, like the Bullet Club went from being badasses to being a little more nerds. Well, kind of. kind of. I still see them as having that like badass thing. I think they're more like trolls, but them pulling up to a stadium. If WWE didn't care about them and they didn't perceive them as a threat, they wouldn't have filed that Too Sweet cease and desist, and Jimmy Jacobs would still have a job. So
that's true.
They obviously there is a threat. It may not. Again, I'm not saying that they're going to be threatened to like take over WWE and take their spot, but they're selling enough merch and they're making enough waves where WWE probably feels that they're losing money because of these people directly. So they are a threat.
Yeah, no, in that sense, yeah. I mean, look at Brian or Balor and AJ. At the end, they did the Too Sweet. That's that's them doing it. They got the okay for that. Whatever it is, they're aware. They are absolutely aware. We can't kid ourselves on that.
That's what I kind of I lean more towards that.
I mean, doesn't WWE actually mention New Japan? Like that's like the only company, not the only company.
Very
but,
rarely.
Like, oh, okay.
They do. They talk about the guys being former IWGP champions.
Styles and Lesnar.
Yeah, they do that kind of stuff. They did have a working relationship with them years ago, and international stuff, they do work together here and there. But if they're going competitor style, then that stops. So
WCW had a lot more connections to them.
They did, yeah.
All right, so moving on here, we got, first of all, Austin Aries was on Jericho's podcast talking about his time with WWE and stuff, and apparently, I didn't get to listen to it, but some of you guys did. Apparently, he mentioned that he didn't walk out on the company. He was fired and whatnot. Zion, what did you – I know you said you wanted to throw something in there with about Neville and the Austin Aries situation. What's up?
It's kind of like the overall chaos. Like, I feel WWE right now is in chaos. And I think my theory on it, obviously, I have no inside information. I've heard Meltzer kind of talk about it a little bit too. But just watching all what's going on, I feel like Vince is getting senile. I think he's been there a while, but I think that he's well. The problem is that he was always kind of crazy, obviously, but the problem is that he's so old now. I feel like he's changing his mind because they used to say back in the day they would joke about it. He would change, like they'd have Raw and SmackDown planned out for the week, and then like they would get there and it would change. Now they're talking about how like they'll get there and it'll change like 8 times before it airs because he changes his mind constantly. But like you listen to Neville walking out, and he left because of his merchandise looking like shit, and the fact that they had no plans for him outside of 205 Live when, he single-handedly carried it.
Allegedly.
But that all fits in.
Allegedly. That's why he left, by the way.
No, that's why he left. So, and then Aries, well, then why do you think he left? Because he has big ears and Vince made fun of him backstage?
I'm just saying allegedly.
To be honest, that second point there is
you can take me to court, you can sue me, Vince McMahon. That is why he left. It's obvious. So, Austin Aries, we all thought he was granted a request to leave. That is not the case. He was on Jericho's podcast. He said that after his matches with Neville, which were pretty good, I liked them. I thought that they were entertaining. I did think they should have been on the WrestleMania card and not on the pre-show. But he said that he basically kept calling him back and asking, what am I doing? What am I doing? Called him back another time, and they just let him go. So that's the end of that. He said thank you to them. Like he didn't burn bridges. He said thank you to them for their time, and I guess like he kept using the WWE Performance Center to rehab like nagging injuries for the next 90 days or so. But like I said, he was fired. He talked about how Vince was really impressed with his commentary. That's one of the reasons why they weren't going to use him as a wrestler right away. But Vince liked him on commentary so much that they pushed him as a wrestler after that. Dude, like, I don't understand. Why would you let this guy go when you could just throw him back on commentary? Yeah, like he said they didn't give him an option or anything. They just let him go. They're like, we don't have anything for you. Yeah. So
he used to say he wanted commentary in the future too. Like that's his long-term goal. He's like, I'm here now. It's gonna be great. I have a job for life.
And he was really good at it. Yeah.
It was good. Yeah.
So there's two possibilities. I've said before on Java Radio. I've heard through the grapevine, Aries is an asshole. Like I've just heard he's not the easiest to deal with, especially when it comes to management. So it's very possible that's it. Neville leaving, though, you've never heard anything bad about Neville, ever. I've never heard all the wrestlers like him. Everybody universally seems to like Neville. Him leaving, Austin Aries being fired, I feel like that it's almost like Vince has something against the NXT guys. Like anybody who came up through NXT or was signed by Triple H, this is what it all comes down to. Because if you can't find a spot for Austin Aries when he was that good in the ring, and he was that good, even better on commentary, there's something going on. Like there has to be, and then this will lead into the other incident that I'm sure we'll talk about next. But like, what the fuck is going on backstage with this company? Because they're just like, it just seems like there's almost like a civil war going on right now.
I think there's
too much going on.
Yeah,
I think there's just too much going on, and how can anyone manage all that? It's not possible. And there's just too many quote unquote cooks in the kitchen kind of thing.
It's starting to feel like WCW, where every day they'd come in and they wouldn't know who their boss is.
That's true. Yeah, it kind of does feel. Yeah, that's a good comparison.
Though everyone always says like they know that Vince is the boss, but I think it's that he doesn't. He doesn't know what's going. You know what I mean? He's like leading blindly at this point.
Who gets?
He doesn't know what
Vince's,
he has.
Who gets in Vince's last year is the one that gets the final say, essentially.
Yeah. I mean, I obviously I don't know if this is the case, but maybe he's just starting to get jealous to seeing how well NXT's doing. Maybe that's why he this is me just throwing shit out there. Maybe he's just fucking shitting on these NXT guys because they're coming in with more hype than the guys he's got right now. I mean, maybe.
That's probably exactly it. That's kind of what we're talking about.
What's the other guy? What's the producer guy? Kevin Dunn.
Kevin Dunn.
Kevin Dunn.
I mean, it could be him. It could be him too. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it could be. But look at Vince's.
Because he hates Triple H.
Look at Vince's perspective here. Probably is NXT is something that's not making them any money. It's it's running in the red on purpose. Basically, it's like we don't need to make money with it. That's the sort of
that's the point. Yeah,
idea.
Developmental.
Yeah, but then look at all the guys who've come out of it that have kind of flopped. and the majority of them are the homegrown ones that come through NXT that have flopped. All the ones that have succeeded have been outside indie guys for the most part. So you could probably argue Vince is probably looking at it in that direction. Like, if this is our development, what the fuck good is it if it's not developing homegrown stars at work? And of course, they have a lot to blame with that, because they bring them up and then they either change their gimmicks or they just ruin them by making them lose to everybody. So, I mean, the fault is still lays on them in a lot of this. But, it's Vince. That could be his perspective here.
There is an extra part of it, too, because NXT, the production of that isn't just for developmental of the wrestlers. It's also for everybody, the producers, the camera, all those guys are actually part of that.
Yeah, well, shit, their production value is like I'd say
good.
just about as good, if not better than actual WWE.
I think it is better.
Yeah,
so
I agree with that. Yeah,
what I'm saying with that is when they get the guys up there, and you get the guys like Kevin Dunn in that, who I always thought was great, literally from a production standpoint, but he's too old in his ways now. He will try to crap things out. This is again just speculative. He will crap things out to make it look like that the NXT guys don't know what they're doing. They can't get called up from any level, either production or wrestler or whatever. So it's a classic case of my spot's good because look how good I am. That shit over there. Look at this John Cena. We know how to shoot him. Finn Balor, that's weird. We don't know what to do with that. Yeah. It is speculative, but that is not... It's not just the wrestlers that do that kind of stuff. It's anybody in any job do that shit.
Yeah,
is what I'm saying.
And this kind of leads into the next topic, which is, like, as I was saying, the Sami Zayn and Owens got sent home from the tour that they were on.
Yeah, this is new info.
Yeah, it's basically, from what I've read, it's basically from apparently going into business for themselves. Which I saw a couple people wondering what that meant.
That sounds bad, but like when it's explained, I completely understand why they did what they did.
I'll say what they did. And you can go on that part, Matt, because I kind of feel like this has to go in order. They were supposed to have a segment with Shane and the New Day, and they did. And then there was a match, Sami and Kofi. Kofi wins, and then Kevin and Sami leave, and that's it. What was supposed to happen, apparently, is they beat down Sami, because we want to have a New Day Shield match, and Sami and Kevin were like, nah, and left. Now, Matt, you can take over from there, because I know where you're going to go with that.
This is... What kind of booking is this? The New Day are faces. Sami just turned heel. Kevin Owens, arguably, is one of the hottest heels they have in the company right now. And since this Hell in a Cell match, what have they been doing? They've just been losing, bitching, and complaining. Like, what the fuck? And I understand they just changed the card to do New Day versus The Shield. I don't fucking care about that. I care about Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And, like, if your plan to build heat is having 3 baby faces beat the shit out of 2 heels, all you're going to do is create sympathy for the guys that are supposed to be the asshole heels. I don't like... What? Of course they shouldn't. Like, but the way it ended was perfect. Owens came in, beat the shit out of Kofi, and then so the New Day's like, oh, what the fuck? Now we can continue this. But if they just beat down Sami and Kevin... There's nothing more to see here. The New Day are assholes. The end. Like
the main
fuck
event
kind of-
guys, Sami and Kevin, should not be beaten down by the tag team guys.
Well, they're
even though, yeah,
That feels like the end of a dark match segment, like at the end of Raw. You know, you send
Yes,
the
yeah, to
crowd
send the
home
crowd
happy.
home happy or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
now it exactly, it shouldn't be this how things start. And really, like you said, I've talked at length about how I don't like the whole headbutt, blah blah blah, but it did what it did, and it made Kevin Owens the heel.
So,
Not
That's-
anymore.
Well, he's not the heel.
Yeah, they wrote that.
New Day were supposed to beat him down.
so I just want to
They've
point out.
already forgotten about him.
So I just want to point out also like the way I usually approach things. We have Kyler in our Twitch chat right now saying that everything is just speculation, and apparently
No,
that's
that's
been proven
nonsense.
to be
Meltzer
false.
Meltzer already said it. No, it was not false. If
know.
you're
They
going
were
to trust
said-
anybody, you're going to trust Meltzer to get the story correct. And if you watch it, it makes sense.
Yeah. I kind of don't trust anything that I really read. As far I've been
All we
conditioned
know-
to not trust
all
anyone
what
we
else-
know
what else
is
could
that
they
they
have
were
done?
sent home.
I mean,
Yeah,
well,
what
look
else
at it this
could
way.
they have done?
We were wondering why they're kind of getting mad, right? I'm looking at the Survivor Series card. They're not on it. I mean,
Well,
Yeah.
okay. Well, here's what it comes
probably-
down to.
they could be getting an
Do I
attitude.
trust Kyler in our Twitch chat, or do I trust Dave Meltzer, who's had contacts in wrestling for 30 years?
Well,
yeah,
no,
I'm
no,
going to
no,
trust Meltzer on
I
this
don't- I
one.
trust-
I would like to know where Kyler got his info, because if it's been disproven, cool. Because remember, we talked about it last time. The whole Nia Jax thing was, apparently she was upset not getting Oscar, whatever. No, she just went home
No,
for a
it's
bit.
bullshit. She just was
So-
hurt. Her back was
Yeah,
fucked
exactly.
up, so she
So
needed time
what-
to rest.
It depends on what it is. This is brand new info. Maybe something will
see.
come out. Now, when you say that Sami and Kevin went into business for themselves, I agree with what they did, but it was against the script, and that's a different story there
So
entirely.
if he's saying that Meltzer said it was false, I just listened to Meltzer say it.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
heard
did
it.
too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm always under the philosophy that
Heard it from his own mouth.
a lot of these things we don't as I've been saying before, we don't really know. Like with the Nia Jax thing, that was a perfect example.
Yeah.
I remember
All
on the
that we know-
podcast I was like, guys, we don't know that she really got pissed
Yeah, but
and
that's
left.
the fun of it.
Yeah,
That is
all
true. That
we
is the
know
fun of it.
is that
I
they
agree,
were
Peanut.
sent
Yeah.
home for something that was, and this is even speculative, but something unprofessional. Okay, that's got to be big if you're sending home the biggest heel you've got
True.
on the roster on that side. So, what is it? And if they were standing up to say, no, we shouldn't be beaten like that. I'll lose the match, but don't beat us down afterwards. What? No. That doesn't make sense from any angle. I understand them wanting to avoid that, and all they got to do is roll out and do it. Cool, that's fine.
And now they're saying if he changed his mind, that's something. But I literally just listened to him talk about the situation on a clip on YouTube, and he said that's what went down. So unless he changed his mind, which it does happen every once in a while, but
He might have got
the
wrong
clip,
info too. So yeah,
it does make sense to me though that is what went down.
Sure.
Because you went from having Owens highlighted as your top heel on the SmackDown brand to some asshole who keeps losing to the New Day. At the end of the day, that's what's really wrong here. So say fuck it. You throw away why they got sent home. The fact that Kevin Owens is even feuding with the New Day is nonsense. He just headbutted Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
He defeated Shane McMahon in a Hell in a Cell match, and now he's just another guy again. What? I don't understand. Why is it that they can't give anybody the Roman Reigns push except for Roman Reigns?
Well, the thing is, though, I mean, New Day is booked as top main eventers in the company, so it's not like they're not the main eventers that he's being booked with, because they're shown as the top guys in the company. So that's they're the ones fucking fighting the Shield coming up. And first of all, we'll get into that, but I don't know how you're not excited about that match. That match is going to be fucking great. But no, the thing is, that's the beauty about all of this is we don't really know. That's why it's all kind of conspiracy theory stuff, which is, as Peanut kind of said, that's kind of what we live for. That's why we're doing this podcast, because we get to talk about it and speculate, which is fun. But I mean, we just don't know. I mean, it could have happened. Something obviously major happened to be sent home from a tour. You obviously did something fucked up.
So I'm reading the
Obviously.
quote that they put into the chat.
Okay.
Nowhere in that quote does he say it had nothing to do with the post-match beatdown, though.
Read the
All
quote.
he had
Read
to
the
do,
quote
all he
so people
says is
can
it
hear.
didn't have anything
can
to
you
do
read
with
it?
Said okay. So the finish of the match was exactly as it was supposed to be, and the post-match is a story that is being told differently, there are different ways depending on how you hear it. But that is the point of contention. This is vintage Meltzer, by the way. He jumps all over the place. But that is the thing. Any other stories are not accurate as it pertains to them being sent home. So, I hadn't heard anybody talk about this
It also
beatdown
says
thing
in
other
there-
than Meltzer.
It also says there none of the things are accurate, including Neville, Jimmy Jacobs, etc.
Yeah, because a lot of people were probably you know that Neville and Jimmy Jacobs are really good friends with Owens, so a lot of people were thinking, oh, is that a problem because they were released and
Gotcha.
or one walked out and one was released. Like, was that an issue? And apparently, maybe it has something to do with it. Who knows? But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about. Go ahead. Yeah, what you said.
Did you guys hear that follow-up clip that Meltzer had? It just came out like a couple hours ago. In it, he stated, and I quote, "It's I don't know, but it's like
Yeah.
the thing is about that like."
Wait, Dave, do we have Dave Meltzer on the podcast right now? Dave,
What a
Claire and
run-on
Arn and
sentence.
Tully, they used to run the road, and the thing
And,
there,
well,
6 stars. But yeah.
Yeah, so like they said
Sometimes
right
I listen
there,
to Meltzer and 5 minutes goes
in
by
that-
and I'm like, what?
In that quote, though, it says, because I know Kyler keeps going on about it, but it says the match went on as planned, the post-match didn't. So, there you go. That tells you that, yes, there was, in my opinion, when you really read it, I can tell that they would want the New Day to look strong to go up against the Shield. That's fine, but don't sacrifice the dude that headbutted Vince McMahon less than a month before. Like, what? Why is Kevin Owens bitching out to the New Day? And by the way, here, this gets into the whole bad booking nonsense. If they knew in advance that they wanted to do the New Day versus the Shield, which I'm sure they didn't because everything's on the fly, why the fuck did the New Day lose to the Usos in the Hell in a Cell match? And why did the Shield lose the tag titles?
Well,
because then that would be a natural reason why these teams would fight.
I see what you're saying. Like, that could be the tag match, but then you won't have a real match for Sheamus and Cesaro versus the Usos. I think you're right though. I think you're right though.
Wait, who are the champions now? I'm honestly, I don't
Cesaro
know
and
who the
Sheamus
champions-
just won the Raw Tag Team titles this week from Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins.
And the Usos lost it, right?
No, the
'Cause one of them
Usos
are-
won
Jay,
at
I
the
think, is
Hell in a
injured.
Cell. The Usos are still champions from Hell in a Cell.
Oh,
So it's
Okay.
Usos versus Cesaro and Sheamus for the. Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute, but that's the tag team title.
Yeah,
Versus tag team title match.
honestly don't think we need another match on the card for that because there's a lot of Survivor Series matches. There's plenty going on already. We don't also need New Day versus Shield.
Some of these matches, I mean, first of all, we'll get into the card in just a second. Let's get into the other big title change. First of all, yes, Cesaro and Sheamus beat the Shield, Ambrose and Rollins for the tag team titles on Raw.
That's dumb.
That was a shocker. I was pretty disappointed, but that's again more a little biased on my part.
No, I'm with you 100% on that.
But-
Yeah, no, that didn't need to happen.
But then
Exactly.
on SmackDown the very next night, AJ Styles won the WWE title from Jinder Mahal, which means all of our previous content is now no longer evergreen. Where
And he's not hurt, by the way.
every video where we said,
not
"Hey,
hurt.
Jinder Mahal is still champion." But anyway,
Well, that's what's going to eventually happen. If that's what you're upset about, that's retarded.
no, I'm just joking about that. I'm just joking about that. No,
Jesus Christ.
But I mean, that's the key. The key to this, because we were talking about it. They've said he's not hurt. So
I've
it
heard
was just
see,
a,
that's
it
the thing. I've heard
was
a lot
a,
of things. I've heard
it was a Vince decision. Apparently,
the ratings
Vince,
were low.
Yeah.
We want a better match for Survivor Series. We want people to care.
So I want Bomber to go on his rants, but I just want to say one thing. Bomber, I agree with you 99.9% on this. The only thing is, I specifically stopped watching SmackDown because I fucking hate Jinder Mahal. And I love AJ Styles. So at the end of the day, I'm going to take what I'm going to take, and I'm just going to deal with it. But I'm with you that this is a fucking mess. This whole pay-per-view has been nothing but a mess.
So yeah, I guess when news came down, I didn't even know what happened. I was a little tipsy. I was playing some PlayStation. To be honest with you, I was playing some PlayStation, and I saw Matt Zayn jumped in our Job Radio chat and said, "Hey, SmackDown, big things going on SmackDown tonight." And I didn't know what it was. I didn't see the spoilers, and apparently, I looked it up, and AJ was winning the title, and I instantly, gut reaction was, "You got to be fucking kidding me," because they just had the shock factor with Cesaro and Sheamus the night before on Raw. So first reaction was I was pissed because that totally takes away from either that or it takes away from AJ winning because you got these back-to-back big title changes right going into SummerSlam, and you're going to have these big matches are changed, no build-up, all this stuff's going on. Now, yes, having said that, AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar is a million times better than Jinder Mahal versus Brock Lesnar. 100%. I've never once disagreed with that. But we kind of had we kind of had a little scramble in our chat there. We were getting a little heated. I was like, let's go fucking record right now. God damn it, let's go.
Yeah.
I think we should just read it. I think we should read it. Or
I don't even remember. I was literally, I was
So-
not gonna. I was a little tipsy, but yeah.
So I'll speak for it. After our chat, I was like, "What do you mean the tag title change made this change moot? Like the fact that there was
one
a
or the
tag
other,
title change
something-
the night before affected this and took away the shock value. If you watch that crowd on that SmackDown go absolutely bonkers for AJ Styles. By the way, that crowd was in the same building the next night as the tag title change. Probably a bunch of those people were there for the tag title change. They didn't care. Oh no, I saw the tag title change last night. This isn't as cool. Are you kidding me? It was over 5, 6 months of Jinder Mahal as champion,
I see what
and
you're
AJ Styles finally dethroned him.
Now
This is the first time there's been a title change outside of North America for the WWE title. This place went nuts. They weren't like, oh, but you know what? Sheamus and Cesaro won last night. I wish they hadn't. It kind of bums me out. You're insane
Nope.
for thinking that.
there's more to it.
understand.
So it's not just that. I mean, we had the title change on a SmackDown, right? I mean, we had so basically Orton got completely the whole thing between Orton, the whole thing between Shinsuke and Nakamura, all that stuff. What was that? That was just to build Jinder up, just so AJ
Yes.
can win the title
Yeah.
right
No,
before
not-
a Survivor Series. That seems like
wasn't.
such
It was all-
bad
no,
booking.
no plan.
Stop right there. You're right. It was not meant to make AJ look good going into Survivor Series.
There's no
it was
plan
meant
for this.
for
Yes,
Cena
no
to look
pl-
good at Mania.
No planning.
Yeah.
Or whoever the next one is. Whoever the next one is benefits from being the guy to beat Jinder because
You-
Jinder survived these.
Bomber,
Listen to Paul Heyman's
to help-
promo. He barely escaped.
To help you, Bomber, to give you, I know you said before we were talking about this privately, you were like, it feels like the Attitude Era. I
Yes.
disagree with you. I think it's worse than that. I think the Attitude Era, because they at least focused on, like, this never happened in the main event stuff other than Mankind and Rock. For the most part, the main event stuff was kind of solid and planned out. This feels like the Alliance era to me, where it's like we have a pay-per-view coming up in 2 weeks, and then they just fucking change everything and shift belts around because they can, and there's no. Like, why did they do that? Like, why didn't they plan this out long term? And the fact that we have double the amount of belts compared to the Attitude Era, fuck, man. They need somebody to right the ship, and this all comes back to me. I think it's just chaos backstage. Like when you have dudes like Neville just leaving,
It's possible.
It has to be chaos. It has to be.
And with all this going on, like I said, Owens and Sami are not even on the card. That's the two huge names that they are currently pushing right now, and they're not even on the card.
From
Like,
main
somebody
event
fucked
of the
up
previous
somewhere.
pay-per-view to not on the card at all because
Yeah.
like it's oh god.
Well, there was rumors for a while that it was going to be Owens and Sami versus Shane and AJ. Obviously not happening for multiple changes here
That'd
and
be a
there.
fun match.
Cena was going to be the ref for Jinder and Brock. Well, now that AJ is it, Cena's on Team SmackDown. And
Yeah.
like,
It's like something fucking
literally
happened.
is. No, it is chaotic. Like they're like, okay, well, guys are sick. We got to change this. We got to change that. Whatever. Let's keep going. And at the end of the day, yes, Orton lost, and it's the aura and whatever. They sacrificed him in 3 big losses of the world title. Yes, we can all be like, oh, whatever, it's Orton, but they did do that, and Jinder benefited maybe kind of from that. Nakamura got hosed. Sure. In this sense, I'll agree it's kind of attitude, but it's also kind of 80s. It's kind of early 90s, new generation. It's kind of 2000s. When the guys suddenly win the title, you can't beat them because always champion now. It doesn't work. Like Jericho had it when he got the belt. Angle had it when he got the belt. Bryan had it when he got the world title. Remember when he was a bad guy there? It always happens. So this isn't anything new about, oh, Jinder can beat all these guys? Yeah. Should he be? No. But
There's a
welcome to
difference for this, though.
WWE main title booking.
This is a little different because it's so chaotic, though. Because in it,
Agreed.
all those examples that you gave, they usually didn't do this shit 2 weeks before a pay-per-view. Like that, the last time I can remember them doing that was there was a Survivor Series match, Team SmackDown versus Team Raw, and I remember that they swapped out the entire Team SmackDown for other guys.
If
That's it.
this other team wins, they'll be the SmackDown team, and they won, and then they went on to win at Survivor Series. I do remember that. Yeah.
That was weird.
But
That's
this,
what feels
like, now I will freely admit I was absolutely curious to see just what kind of clusterfuck Brock versus Jinder would be. Heyman's promo was amazing. It just was like, this is going to be like, what is going to happen? How bad will this get in that crazy way? But okay, instead we're going to get Jinder out and we're going to get AJ and Brock. well, that's kind of awesome. That's
You know
kind
how it's
of
gonna finish,
incredible.
though.
I never thought that one. Oh, gender interrupt. Yeah.
Yeah, gender interrupt. I mean, that's. I think that might even be the reason why they're doing it, because they were like, Vince is like, well, we can't have gender like go down. That been a big pay-per-view like that. We'll put it on AJ, have gender cost it to him, and then he'll just win it back.
I was gonna say that. Like, I don't think Ginger's done. Like,
No, he's not.
I think
He's getting the strap back.
You know what could be crazy? Bomber's going to SmackDown. He might see Jinder win in a rematch against AJ because AJ's a fighting champion. He'll defend it.
That better not happen.
If
they swap it
You're
back,
going to watch Jinder Mahal win the WWE title for the second time live.
Going to India,
AJ
baby.
Styles. You're going to see it, and you're going to be there.
if they
man, that
swap
would be
the match
great.
back before fucking Survivor Series, then that, I mean, you thought I was fucking going crazy in the chat last
It'll
time.
be after. It'll be after.
No, but it could. Who knows at this point?
I know, that is true. I mean, and that could be a testament of like, hey, that's what they want to do. They want to make it super unpredictable. But it comes out like, as far as we've been watching it forever, it just seems super fucking sloppy. And something changed somewhere along the line. Obviously, we don't know what, but something fucking drastically changed. And I'm kind of pissed because
I know what happened.
What's that?
Brock versus Jinder isn't a selling point.
Well, very true. That
Brock versus AJ is. I don't care what in the company decided that, but someone was like, "Oh yeah."
And I never once said anything about that because yes, that match I agree a million times better. But I did not like the way the tag titles swapped, AJ swapped. It just looked, everything about like that just felt so. Thanks for reminding me that. I said this so fucking attitude error, but. I guess we can jump into the card. First of all, we'll start with the tag team match because I'm fucking pissed that we had match of the night with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins versus the Usos.
I was looking forward to it.
That was literally the match I wanted to see on the card.
Most hyped for that match.
It's changed. I still think it's going to be really good. I think the New Day versus I don't know why you're not hyped about this match, Simon, but I still think this is going to be match of the show. It's just not going to have the Usos in it now.
Yeah, I just don't care.
Is it because of Roman or New Day?
Because it just wasn't built up at all. Like they just threw it together again, and this is why like with Cena Roman, they just threw it together. Like it was like it's not special. Like if they were planning on this to happen, because a year ago this would have been a huge deal. Like this would have been big. The New Day has kind of dried out a little bit. They're not as big of a deal as they were. And again, why the fuck did the Usos beat them in Hell in a Cell then? I don't understand. And then why are Ambrose and Rollins losing the belts to Sheamus and Cesaro? It cools the whole thing off. If the New Day are the tag champs and the Shield are the tag champs, then they have a reason for their faction to go to war. But now there's no reason. It's fucking chaos.
I will give you
November and Raw versus SmackDown fight in November.
That's true, but that's probably as deep as it goes. To be honest with you, but no, I agree. There is no legitimate reason. There's never been like a big beef, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I can see why they got rid of the titles off of them just to have that other match, but that way they get 2 matches out of this. But first of all, there's 8 matches that's going to be on this card. I remember last year there was like 5, and that was total. There's going
to be a lot of pre-show stuff though. I guarantee that. Like
there is
pre-show.
It's one of the big 4, so you're going to have a 2-hour pre-show. I bet it's going to be a 4-hour pay-per-view. I think. I haven't heard that, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, but there was 5 matches last year. I remember because I remember us doing the predictions on the show, and I was like, wow, there's only 5 matches. This is going to be kind of rough. Or it might have been 6. I don't know. Either way, it was not a lot. It's nowhere near what we got this time. But, who do you got? I guess let's pick a winner here. Who do you guys got, the Usos or Sheamus and Cesaro?
The winner is, I don't give a fuck. Fine, but
I don't care anymore.
Sheamus and Cesaro, because I heard when the Usos is hurt.
Really?
I just don't care.
They got hurt during the SmackDown match, so yeah, it won't be that great.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, I think it'll still be a decent match. But so everybody, you guys all think the Bar is going to win, besides Zayn, who just doesn't give a fuck.
I just don't care. I'll have to make up my mind later. I don't
give a fuck either, honestly.
Jeez. Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
Jabba Radio. I want to take us home, Bomber.
Jabba Radio. There it is. No, I would like to see the Bar win. I think that's going to be the Usos. To me, shout like that's the obvious pick, but I think it's going to be they're going to have the Bar. But also, I didn't bring this up. It was heels versus heels like this entire card before they made these changes. By the way, we didn't mention that yet. Like every match was heels versus heels, pretty much. So
we're not done yet.
There's can't have title runs anymore. It sucks.
There's more changes potentially coming too, so we'll get there as we go.
Yeah, Alexa Bliss, Natalya. Oh, shout out by the way. When SmackDown comes to Charlotte this Tuesday, we got Natalya coming on our show. Boom. Natty's going to be on. We had Charlotte on, Charlotte Flair, that is, on last year when SmackDown came, or when Raw came to Charlotte. So we get to talk
that's
to
what I
Natty
was mentioning.
Yeah.
The SmackDown you're going to has Natalya defending against Charlotte.
Yeah. So
Winner
I see what
faces
you're-
Alexa.
I see what you're trying to say here. Because when Charlotte came on, by the way, when Charlotte came on our show that morning, she lost the title to she lost the title to Sasha at the Raw that happened that I went to. Charlotte lost the title to Sasha Banks. So we might have another title change there. Yeah,
I wasn't implying that. I didn't know that, but that's interesting. So there you go. Maybe it's all your fault.
Maybe possible. Yeah, but so you think this might not even be Natalya versus Alexa Bliss is what you're saying? They might change it to face versus
It's like they're going with chaos now.
You know what?
It's almost like they've embraced it, which is really weird.
We had one flip already, and Natalya is a heel, Charlotte's a face. Hey, Charlotte versus Alexa, let's go.
I would probably lose my mind if there was another title change right before.
I would prefer that
See,
change.
now-
Isn't that weird? Like
Again-
I'm with you. I really am with you on this one, Jake. I hate it. I hate the changes. Like it's like if they had pre-planned it right, we wouldn't have had to do this. They could have done so over the course of months. But on the other flip side, all of these like other matches almost always sound better. Like I would rather have Charlotte versus what do you say it was? Alexa Bliss.
Oh, Alexa.
Or Natalya. I'm sorry,
Bummer.
Natalya.
Alexa
No,
versus Charlotte.
no, it's
Alexa
going to be
versus Charlotte. I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Yeah, it's Charlotte versus Alexa at the pay-per-view if she wins.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not against title changes happening. Like I've said that before. Alexa's been champ for a while too, and Natalya kind of since the summer. So, but like, I don't feel the number of changes happening dilute each other. I never felt that way. So, I don't know. That's me. We're different on that one,
It's
Bomber.
like-
even though we both
it's
like the
messy.
history.
It's
It
very
is.
like-
It
this
is messy. No,
this is-
especially when they had time to get this set up beforehand. They could have not all done it within like
I think
2
it's
weeks.
well. I think
with
it's
you
because they
there.
didn't know they were gonna do like champion versus champion. Like that.
Yeah, but how do you
probably
not know that?
Yeah, they
I
should
think
know.
they
They
knew.
should know. They have to.
I think they
have
knew.
to.
I mean, they didn't do it
knew.
last year for
It-
Survivor Series.
No, but it did seem like when they announced it, when Angle was talking about the matches, everyone's
Jinder
like,
Mahal.
these are all bad guy versus bad guy. Oh fuck!
Well, like,
Yeah.
Like they kind of
Here's
realized,
a-
oh shit, what do we do?
Here's a fun story. So, like, just because you'd think that they would know. Like, they probably knew the Raw versus SmackDown thing was definitely going to be a thing. Like, it's probably going to be a theme for every Survivor Series. Then you assume that they knew they were going to do all champions matches. But then there's that one story Lance Storm talked about before, where it was I don't know if it was a random pay-per-view. But he's backstage, and it's him and I believe Regal are champions. Tag champions, and he's looking at the board. It's all set. It's the thing that they look at before the show starts, where it says, "This is what you're doing. This is your agent, and this is who's going over." And he's looking at it, and he's like, "All the heels are winning tonight. Like, there's no baby faces going over whatsoever." So he walks over to one of the agents and goes, "Hey, like, you don't have any baby faces going over in this whole pay-per-view." And the agent goes, and he walks away, and the agent comes back 5 minutes later and goes, "Okay, you guys are losing the tag titles to the Dudleys." And and so Storm goes like, "That's when I knew to just keep my mouth shut from now on." Because he's like, "I fucked us out of the tag titles." And they got it back pretty quick, but like, WWE, just because they're a big corporation doesn't mean that they can't make mistakes and flip out. And so like, my guess is they saw this card, and even though their plan was champion versus champion across the board, they went, "Jesus Christ, they're all heel versus heels." And so they did some scrambling, and that's what we're coming up with now. Like, they're trying to figure out, I guess, like a more solid card. But 2 weeks before, it's a little late for Lenny.
Exactly.
So they're
It's way
like
too-
me. They go months without even knowing or caring who the women's champion is on either brand.
God. Yeah. So I guess, yeah. I mean, as far as if it is Natalya versus Alexa Bliss, which I think it is going to be that, I don't think Charlotte's going to win the title on SmackDown because I still think that title change is going to happen at Starrcade when they fight in the cage match.
That's
But that's just
true.
me, though.
Yeah.
Hey, if you put
that
two
before
heels,
Flair's gonna be there, so
Is that
That's-
before Survivor
hey,
Series or
No,
after?
no. That's in like 2 or 3 weeks. So it's like
Hey,
a
if
week
you
or
put-
2 after.
yeah, and that's
Oh.
Flair's making his return there too. So
yeah,
I did
if
not
you
get
put-
tickets.
Natalia is champion just to lose to Charlotte that night. So Natalia's lucky that she has the belt right now, and Alexa, for whatever reason, WWE has this hard on for Alexa, and they just will not take the belt off of
No,
her.
I'm fine with that. I
She's
like
definitely. Whatever.
fine.
But she's going to beat Natalya, though. I think that's almost a guarantee.
What?
Oh, yeah.
What if
No, I
it's
agree
a
with
no
that.
contest? What if Asuka runs in and wipes them both out
Yeah,
before the match?
I'd be
even
fine. I
starts?
would love that. That would be great.
She might, but I don't think it's a little too early for Asuka still.
What if Asuka does a run-in and beats the shit out of Natalya, and then they release Natalya the next day, and that's her gimmick?
And then Leo Rush says something fucking stupid on Twitter.
Yeah, he says something stupid.
Yeah.
Not ready for Asuka.
Yeah, but I guess, yeah, so I also think, goddamn, I don't know, that's a tough one. This is a tough one, I think. I
don't think
really,
it's tough at all.
I think this is, Alexa Bliss is the obvious choice, but with a non-title, well, obviously no title on the line, I think they can go either way with it, but I guess I would probably side with Bliss. I might change last second if I have to, but I'd probably side with Bliss winning.
I'm throwing 7 points towards Alexa Bliss.
7, already. He's calling the shots. Okay, cool. And then we got another. We'll go down to the next match. Miz versus Baron Corbin, another heel versus heel match.
And
obviously, the Miz is going to get cheered. I think in this match because
Yep. Well, he's been getting some cheers.
Yeah,
he has been.
True.
It's like Mania.
But also, Baron Corbin is defending at the SmackDown you're going to against Sin Cara.
Oh God! So he just got hurt though. I think.
Sin Cara just got hurt, but he also just got re-signed, and there's a new push for him. So
Oh no!
I might see 2 title changes. I might see 2 title changes on SmackDown.
yeah.
That's so funny.
And then that's 2
Now,
new matches.
Here's one where I don't agree with it because I don't like Sin Cara much. I like the original one who fucked up a lot better. This Hunico one's not great, but the promos that Miz and Corbin have been having are pretty awesome.
Oh, it's
I want
one of the
that
better
match.
built matches on the card. One of the only ones that actually has a decent build. Period.
I
So,
want that one. I want Corbin to stay on that one, and I want Miz to beat him because he'll be the face in this one. So.
I mean, I would want the Miz to win, but goddamn, man, they just love to make Miz lose right now. And as much as I hate the Miz, I think he's gonna, yeah.
Don't worry, that's his payment for losing the TLC thing. He gets to win this one.
I mean, he's again. There's like that obvious pick, and it is Miz. But man,
I feel like
I don't
Corbin's
know.
got it. I feel
Look
like
at Bound for
Corbin's
Glory.
got it.
No obvious picks work for me, so who knows?
What'd you say,
But,
Zion?
I mean,
Did you say Corbin's got it?
I think I'm gonna go with Corbin, but I also think that they might do the typical thing that they've done when they do these SmackDown versus Raw theme shows, where like Raw sweeps the entire undercard, and then SmackDown wins the main event to make them look like they matter.
Oh, yeah.
They've done that so many.
I
They've done it
think
like
that's
more
what they
than
did
once.
last year, yeah.
SmackDown has won,
but
more.
AJ Styles is not gonna beat Ginger. Or am I getting that?
No, I mean,
mixed up?
I'm saying Lesnar
AJ
is going
and
to
Brock.
beat Styles.
You mean
Oh,
Brock?
I see. You're saying that.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I'm saying the whole
Reverse.
undercard is going to be,
Yeah.
and the main event's going to be the Survivor Series
SmackDown-
tag thing.
SmackDown has literally won more times in these versus battles than Raw has.
Yeah, and it's a
the
way
bragging
to
right.
make us think that the SmackDown's a superior brand when obviously it's not. Like, it's in no way. But I am going to go with Corbin. I think even though I don't really care about this feud that much, I really like Miz, but I just haven't cared because there's no reason to really care. And they're trying. I give them credit for that with their promos and stuff, but this is another one that could have easily, like, Intercontinental Champion versus United States Champion should have been a big deal. And it's just kind of like, well, I guess they're going to fight each other because they both have the belts.
Yeah, that's kind of the theme. Yeah, but I see what you're saying. I don't know. Corbin has kind of started to win me over a little bit. I will admit that. Still, I hate the Miz, so fuck the Miz. But again, I'm on the line on this one too. This is gonna be a tough card to pick. But right now, for the sake of this show, I'm leaning towards the Miz right now. But let's go on to the next match, which I think this is top lock right here, guys. Top lock: Enzo Amore versus Kalisto. Obviously everybody's under the assumption Enzo's gonna retain here, right?
That'd be the smart move.
Oh, yeah. Also, Bomber, this would make you happy. This is the only title being defended.
I know.
There's only one title match. It's your favorite.
and it should not change because
Somehow,
I'm still pissed
Bomber,
he
who
lost
loves
it.
titles and championships in history, hates when they change hands.
That is I will admit I am kind
I
of
had
an
missed it.
asshole.
What is the match? I completely blanked out.
Enzo versus Kalisto.
Oh, Enzo better not fucking lose that belt. He's
Yes,
been
that's what-
magic.
Yeah, that's what we're
Yep.
saying.
Yes.
Enzo should, first of all, shouldn't have fucking lost it in the first place.
No,
that was
I
bullshit.
never should have lost it. There was
Agreed.
no. That was a bullshit decision. I agree. Never should have lost it.
But man, I don't know.
So they took heat away from when he does lose it because everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, I already saw him lose it once, so it's not as big of a deal."
Yeah.
Talked about that before when Booker T was WCW champion and they had Angle beat him on like a random SmackDown or something.
Yep.
And then they gave the belt back to Booker T and then they had Rock beat him at SummerSlam. You're like, I don't really care. He already the heat from his loss, or we already saw it. Like it's you can't keep doing it's that whole like Dusty finish where the first Dusty finish is fantastic, and then they keep doing it, and you're like it's a worse and worse reaction as they keep doing the same finish over and over again.
That's part of why Hulk Hogan left AWA back in the day. Because Vern Gagne kept being like, oh man, crowd goes nuts when Hulk wins. We'll just keep having Hulk win the title. So we'll keep taking it away from him. Hulk was eventually like, no, I want to really win it though.
If only he had stayed there so we didn't have to watch all the Halloween Havoc main events.
No, yeah. Hey, by the way, that's a shout out.
I never did. I never did.
If you haven't seen the Halloween Havoc show that we did on YouTube, it's also on iTunes. Go check it out. We watched all the main events for Halloween Havoc and did a little tournament ranking the best one.
The show was called Best in the Business?
Best in the Business, yeah. You need to go check it out. It was a fun episode. But anyway, I guess we'll move on here. We talked about it a lot already, but who do you guys got winning between the Shield and New Day, which we know it hasn't been official yet?
Shield, 100%.
Oh, Shield, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Peanut, you think Shield too?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't have to chime in there.
Glad we're all in agreement on that one. But hey, you know what? The way things are going, you don't fucking know. We'll see.
You know what?
No.
Top Lock, New Day.
Don't shut up. Shut up. This guy. But yeah, I think
Mojo Rawley.
Mojo Rawley. You son of a bitch. I'll give you that. You called the Mojo winning that fucking Andre the Giant when nobody saw it coming.
Oh no, you mistook. Anyway. No, he's saying that Mojo's going to win the New Day versus the Shield.
Oh, there you go.
That is ballsy.
That is ballsy. By the way, man, that's good. Glad that Andre the Giant worked out for him. Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That was well worth it when they could have just given that to
good.
Jinder Mahal and tried to actually push him to the title.
He had him in the final too, and they're
hindsight
like, no.
is 2020.
Yeah. Oh my God. Peanut saw us coming the whole time. Anyway, we'll do the women's 5-on-5 Survivor Series match. Raw, as of us recording this right now, Raw is not. They do not have their full team. They'll have their 5th member soon. But you got on Team SmackDown, you got Becky Lynch, you got Tamina, you got Charlotte, you got Naomi, and you got the one and fucking only fucking bullshit Carmella.
Yeah, you can't.
God damn it. I hate you, but I hate her a little bit more. Then on Raw, you got Captain Alicia Fox, Nia Jax, Asuka, Sasha Banks, and like I said, the unknown 5th member, which we'll find out on Raw.
Bailey.
Yeah, it's Bailey, Mickey, or somebody in a triple threat. I forget who the third even is.
And again, you would assume it's going to be Bailey. I'm putting my money on Mickie James because, they've like fucking Bailey over. So I'm going to say Mickie James.
You know what? I agree with you. I switch right here. It's going to be Mickie James, yeah.
But, yeah, you're probably right.
But we could all, by the time it happens, by the time the Survivor Series comes, we're probably all wrong. But I'm going to say Mickie just for fun. I like Mickie better anyway. But anyway, who do you guys see this winning, Raw or SmackDown?
Raw. Easily.
Asuka.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think Asuka's going to take the loss. She's going to probably be the sole survivor. It's probably going to get down to 5-on-1.
All of them, yeah.
Yeah, and she's going to be
Asuka. It's going to be Asuka versus James Ellsworth.
I mean, that would
come down to. That's not even a joke.
I know, I did. I was going to mention that, by the way, Peanut. I was going to say, how fun would it be if Tamina got taken out backstage, and they're like, we don't have anybody that can replace, and Ellsworth steps up to the plate because they just had him wrestle Becky Lynch, so put him in there and have him just get kicked in the head by Asuka. Sure, I'm all for it.
Wait a minute.
Something to do.
Wait a minute.
He also got beat up at a house show.
Well, go for it,
Palmer. 7 women. So.
Oh, wait a minute. Epiphany here. What if Charlotte wins and gets taken out of the match, and then they have to get a replacement, so then they get Ellsworth? So, if she beats Natty on SmackDown and she's going to face, and, Natty would not replace her, you know what I'm saying? Then they can get Ellsworth.
Would refuse. I can see that.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but either way, Asuka, this is how you fix Asuka after that Emma bullshit.
Well, I mean,
this is it.
Yes,
do it.
It was a competitive match when it kind of should have been a squash, but it was a decent match.
100%
No.
should. No, of course it was decent, but it shouldn't have happened.
Especially when they let her fucking go.
Yeah.
It could have been like the
go.
NXT match they had forever ago, but that was when they were getting Asuka started.
Yeah,
Asuka's not needing to be started. Asuka should have come in and just obliterated.
In Vince's eyes, she probably needs started. So
that's the problem.
That's the problem. Yeah, he doesn't. They don't bring people in to be beasts. They bring them in and they're like, oh, it's time to pay your dues from NXT. No, stop it. NXT is WWE. You fucking senile old man.
Vince is gonna see her and be like, "What the fuck? I thought you were doing that violin entrance on SmackDown. Why are you coming in over here on Raw now? What's going on?"
Jesus Christ! Just have it come down to 4. Not 5 is a little much, but have it be 4-on-1 with Asuka versus them, and have her just plow through the whole team. Fuck them. Like, Asuka is money. Everybody else on the SmackDown, nobody cares about SmackDown side. They're already we already know them. There's nothing special about them. Asuka still has an aura about her, Randy Orton style.
True.
Let's do this.
This match has got to be about Asuka, I feel, yeah.
Yes.
But because back in the day,
absolutely.
they used to make Survivor Series matches to like really highlight people. That was the thing about back in the day.
Michaels, Ziggler, I'm
The
trying to
Rock,
think of more, but
The Rock, when
Taker
his debut,
way back in the day too.
Taker, The Rock, yeah, a lot of these guys. But anyway, so yeah, I think we're all in agreement again. Raw is going to win. But then going down to the men's 5-on-5 match, Team Shane versus Team Angle, or if you want to do Raw versus SmackDown, whatever you want to say. But you got Shane, John Cena, Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Kurt Angle, Braun Strowman, which just seems hilarious that he's in this. Finn Balor, Jason fucking Jordan, and Samoa Joe.
Can
What a weird collection.
yeah,
I want to start. I want to start on this and how they set these teams up.
Yeah.
Because Orton had to beat Sami to get onto the SmackDown team, and then it was Nakamura beating Owens, and then Shane he's like, I'll lead the charge, and then it was fuck, I forget. Anyway, the SmackDown guys all had to fight their way on.
Yeah.
Except Cena's like, oh, and John Cena, who Rusev even tweeted is like, oh, good to see he earned it. Over on Raw, Kurt Angle was named captain. He's like, fine, I want Braun. Finn, Joe, you're fighting? Fight for me. And also my son. Like, we'll split our potential roster in half. Rude beat Ziggler. That's the other one. We'll take the top 3 of the top 6 and then other stuff. Angle's like, nah, give me the top 5. We'll just go.
Yeah.
It makes so much more sense on the Raw side. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
The best part about this, when you look at this match, who doesn't belong? It's very obvious.
Oh,
Don't
Kurt
say
Angle.
don't say Shane. Don't say Shane or Angle.
No, it's Jason Jordan.
Yeah, Jason
Like,
Jordan. You got all like main eventers in here pretty much, and then you got fucking Jason Jordan.
So here's what I see with it. You got
Oh,
Finn
I
and
know
Joe.
exactly what they're gonna do.
Finn and Joe is awesome. Angle and Shane are gonna find a glass pane somewhere.
Hopefully.
And
That'd be awesome.
you think I'm kidding? You've got Orton, Nakamura. They're gonna do some awesome shit. Maybe, who knows? But Braun is the one. Like, is he gonna get caught up in something or taken out by Kane?
He's not gonna be the focus.
Yes, he will.
Yeah, he's not gonna be the focus.
Kane's gonna take him out, and we're all gonna be sad.
That's
and
right,
then Jason
Kane's
Jordan is gonna
got
rock
something.
it up like '96.
It's gonna be Kurt and Jason versus the other team.
Yeah.
So
can
they're
see
gonna
that.
go father
Yeah.
and son versus the other team.
That would
Yeah.
be interesting.
No, it wouldn't.
I know,
Because
I'm saying-
because I don't
About-
care about Jason Jordan at all.
No.
Or it said, is Kurt going to get a proper entrance, or is he going to come out with Jason Jordan?
I think he's gonna get a proper entrance.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
all gonna get their entrances.
Yeah. There's gonna be 20 minutes of entrances. For
Unless
this match.
he gets a remix and it's like Jason Jordan is my black son. He's my black son. He's my black son.
Oh,
There
if
it
he comes
is.
out, like, instead of you
CFO
suck,
on
it's
that.
Jason. Jordan.
Oh, nice. That's a good one.
Jason.
He's a bastard.
Jordan.
And he's
Yes.
black.
Nice. I like it.
I hope that they go random with it. Like, I would prefer them not to tell a story on this one. Like, save that for Asuka, and like, let's just have it come down to two of the most random people on each team. I would really, really much prefer that, and let Kurt be one of the last two for Raw. But they're definitely gonna do father and son. It has to be like
That's the first time.
Vince has like the biggest chub. He's all the drama.
I mean, when you look at this, I will say this: I am super. This is one of the matches I'm super excited about because there's so much so many dynamic things going on here. Like, look at the matchups you possibly could have in this match. You got Nakamura and Braun Strowman, which would be awesome. Nakamura Balor. You got Orton and Angle. That's just fun.
You know what you're doing. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Orton, huh?
Joe versus
Orton.
any
No.
one of them.
Joe
Which
and Finn are just gonna take each other out.
Yeah. After a bit, they will.
So,
Yeah, that's the
so who
story,
do you
yeah.
guys see winning the match? Do you see Raw falling apart, and because the whole deal with Kane?
Father-
I see Jordan failing Kurt.
Now,
the story.
Now, what if we're wrong and Asuka just gets eliminated? Nothing. It was nothing, and then this match is the calling out, the big. We're gonna make a star out of Jordan, and we were completely wrong.
Oh no,
Asuka just
I can
drops
see
out.
that too.
Yeah,
The
that's
original-
possible. That's very
The original
possible.
rumor was that Sami and Owens were going to run out and cost SmackDown the match because they were pissed off that they weren't doing
That'd be
anything,
fun.
which would actually have made sense. But now that's definitely not going to happen. So
It might-
I don't know. I
it
mean,
might happen.
SmackDown traditionally wins these things, so I don't know. I feel like if they do Kurt and Jordan, WWE is going to want like a happy ending to that. But I can also see if they're serious about doing Jordan versus Angle at WrestleMania, then this could be where they start to kind of lay the foundation for it, and they could end up coming up short.
Did you say Jordan versus Angle?
Yeah, that was another thing Meltzer had talked about before. I heard it from other sources too, that they said they wanted father versus son at WrestleMania.
So are they dropping Angle versus Triple H? Or is it just another possibility?
I never heard that they ever wanted to do that, really.
Yeah, no, I heard that briefly, but I've heard more about Owens and Triple H, so who knows about that.
Too.
What I would not be surprised about, we've kind of been sleeping on it, but Bobby Roode, I've heard they have real high hopes for him, so I could see him kind of coming out and winning it all at the end.
I hate him as a babyface, though.
The other thing
but that's it. It'll go to his head, and he'll start being a bad guy after that.
Yeah,
it's easy to just turn that quick, like a Jericho.
Speaking of sleeping on stuff, you got it. We have the #1 Survivor Series guy in this match. You know that, right? Randy Orton is like notoriously known for being the sole survivor on his Survivor Series team.
He lost. He finally did lose one, though.
He finally did. He had like 5 times.
Yeah, it was Michael, because I remember that was the story when it came down to Orton and Michaels. Michaels got that was excellent. That was where Austin was on the outside and Michaels was bleeding, and Michaels came back. No, he didn't get the win, right? I thought Orton did beat him. Hold on,
I'm pretty sure he did. It was the next one because he won 3 in a row.
Yeah. I know he was like known as the guy to be the sole survivor.
I want to say Michaels is the one who beat him there, though.
We're gonna look right now. I thought that because I remember that Austin, like after Michaels lost, Austin came into the ring and like comforted Michaels because he didn't get the job done, but he had to beat like 3 guys. So yeah, I remember that, but I don't remember which one he lost. If he did lose one, actually,
that was 05.
Randy Orton.
So I think 06 was when ECW was around, and I think that was a big one where he just kind of got ganged on.
In our Twitch chat, the guy named Randy Orton and then a bunch of numbers says
post your picks.
Says Randy Orton won 03, 04, 05 in a row is what he said. I don't know if that's legit, but that's what he said.
Yeah, so 06 was like John Cena was WWE champ teaming up with Lashley or some shit. Like it was some big stupid match.
Yeah.
It was goofy and fun. I think he lost in that.
But I'm just saying, there's a lot of really dynamic things that can happen in this match. So it should be, this is me hopefully not jinxing it, this should be a lot of fun.
I always love Survivor Series matches, and one of my favorites that was underrated, that they never did again, really, was the wild card match from '96, where it was like Bulldog, Owen, and Yoko with Razor teaming against like Sid, Michaels, Ahmed Johnson, and something like. It was weird, like good guys and bad guys teaming up.
Yeah,
they kind of do that now.
WCW Battle Brawl concept, same thing.
They kind of do it now with the brand versus brand. So it is kind of neat to see good guys and bad guys teaming against each other. So you get to see weird combinations. Like
you were corrected in the chat.
Yeah, you were correct in the chat. Said Scott, that's 95, not 96. But again, I don't know if that's confirmed, and that's the same Randy Orton guy calling you out. So.
You're right though, because it was not 96 was Madison Square Garden with The Rock. You're right. But yeah, it was really interesting seeing that kind of stuff, and I like that now. Where you get like, we'll get Braun and Nakamura for crying out loud. Like, whoever thought we'd actually see that in a weird way? Like, is it thrown away? Kind of, yeah. But these are always good to tease stuff too, where you could build to something later on. Like you get Rude versus Finn, which they might be like, that could be good in 2 years. Like that, you get to see teases for that, so it'll be fun. I always like that stuff.
Did you find out, Zion?
Oh no, I don't think he's lost Survivor Series matches, but he did lose like regular competition.
All right,
it's actually
I'm on it.
It's a lot harder to find than you would suggest. Every site that I went on just told me the overall record. They didn't say like actual Survivor Series things.
No,
I said okay. So Orton lost in 2011. Well, what I'm talking about the actual Survivor Series matches.
06.
So.
It was 06.
Okay.
It was Team DX, Punk, the Hardys.
Oh yeah, that was it. That's where
Edge,
they slaughtered him.
Yeah, Edge, Orton, Nitro, Knox, and Helms. They left it. It was like 5-on-1.
Oh, Mike
what
Knox.
a shitty way for Orton to lose his like undefeated streak in Survivor Series matches. After that one with Michaels, especially, just to get slaughtered by DX.
Yeah, that was before they cared about streaks and moments being made.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's
the only
history.
So that was all 5 survivors.
The only reason I remember that was for 2 reasons. Punk was in a big time match finally, and the spot where HBK was whipped outside by Johnny Nitro, and he grabbed onto Melina and he posed with her, and she grabbed him like thinking it's Johnny, and then turns and sees him. And they scream at each other. That's like
my favorite part.
One of the few memorable things.
I like the beginning part when Michael
I know.
Knox.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I didn't know
like,
who he
was that guy? Was he on
Was he in the match?
Yeah.
Triple H was like, yeah, no, he was in the match.
trying to get Kelly to take her top off?
So
that was
good.
fun. I love Survivor Series for shit like that. It's
Yeah.
always fun stuff when
Well, I
it
think-
doesn't really matter.
I
Let's
think this
go.
is going to be a good one too. This should be good. But I guess moving on to the last match, main event here. I assume it should be it's the main event. Shut up, it's main event.
It will. It's
Yeah,
the
Brock
title.
Lesnar versus
Yeah.
AJ Styles. Who do you guys have winning?
I don't know. I kind of think that they might do the elimination match as the main event.
Not if Jason Jordan's
No.
the main story.
Over Brock.
Jinder Mahal.
No. They usually do close out Survivor Series with the elimination when it's a Raw versus SmackDown.
Brock and Goldberg.
If it's not
Brock and
Brock,
Goldberg.
if it's not Brock, Brock's going to be the main event. I feel Brock's big.
I mean,
enough to
Goldberg
be-
came back though. That's different. That's like he's been gone for how many years? But
And I think
just
we can
wouldn't be
all-
surprised.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised either way. But
Yeah.
Jinder's definitely costing AJ the match. That's it.
Yep,
Okay, I mean,
100%.
Yep.
so
Or
Brock's gonna win,
Lesnar
yeah.
will just have 5 him once and piss all of us off. That's
No,
cool.
won't piss me
Oh,
off.
yeah.
I'm
No,
glad.
that'll piss me off. I
I'm
hate
glad.
it because it's not legitimized. It never will be. It doesn't matter how many times he
If he
beats one
keeps
person
doing
with
it.
one. No, it doesn't. Just John Cena kicked out of 3. Undertaker kicked out of 3. It's not legitimized.
That was
That's
like
it. There's
that was like
nothing they
5
can do
years
about it.
ago, though. That was like
I don't
5
give
years
a
ago.
fuck. It's too late. It's too fucking late.
For you, it is.
No.
For everybody else that is
No,
now
no,
like
no.
watching it,
Nobody
they're-
buys
No,
it.
no.
There's a reason why when he beat Joe and when he beat Braun, everybody was like, "That's it," because
Like
it's
these are
too late.
monsters.
I mean, you're getting
If it
hot
was
as
a
shit
guy
right
like
now.
if it was like Orton or Nakamura or Ambrose or Rollins, sure, but not Joe, not Braun,
No one
Finn,
would
sure,
bitch and
Demon
complain
Finn,
if
no.
if it was over.
Oh man, you guys.
Yes,
man,
It's
I
going to
didn't-
be a big deal though at WrestleMania when he hits CF5
Oh,
and
you know what's
Roman
hilarious?
Reigns gets the 2.
See?
Gets a showed up at 2.
So
Thank you,
this-
Peanut.
And then
this
Brock
happened-
Lesnar looks shocked. It's going to be a WrestleMania moment.
This
They're gonna
happened
wait
to
forever.
us during our backyard wrestling days. We had like a long-term thing, and granted, we had like our own fans that would actually come and watch us. But I remember building up, like Rebel. You guys remember Rebel? Some
Yeah.
of you do, Jake.
Yeah.
So Rebel he would use the diamond cutter, and like building up to our shows again. We had regular fans that would come. We built up how like his diamond cutter was like beating everybody. Like we're just putting us all down. And then at the big show, I kicked out of it. And I remember when I kicked out of it, fucking crickets. it was just crickets. I'm telling you.
They don't
The
understand
announcer-
psychology. That's why.
When Roman kicks out, which he will, kick out of the F5, and the announcers go fucking crazy. I'm guarantee you they're gonna go, no one's ever done that. The crowd,
I've
never
fans
seen
are
that
just gonna be
before.
like, whatever. I don't care. Like,
Well, no, the crowd will care. They'll be booing.
of course he kicked out.
But it's Roman. That's
It's not over. It's too late. Once somebody kicks out of something multiple times for multiple years, you can't just all of a sudden go, oh, it's legitimized again. That's
Well,
like when Triple H
hold on.
tried to do his heel run in like what
Question.
02, 03, and he tried
Again,
to get over the sleeper hold
let
as
me-
his finisher. That was bullshit.
It depends on who it is. If Undertaker
That's it.
tombstones someone when they're out in one, that's fine. That's happened before. That's okay. But not when it's the first time he faces Braun. Braun's a guy that shouldn't go down with one. Same with Joe. Same with Demon Finn.
All right, so-
They're the only 3 that I agree with that for those first times.
Here's my question.
If it was anybody else, sure.
Here's my
That's
question.
that's
for
what
you.
we're trying to say.
Here's my question for you guys. Who are the people that kicked out of all the multiple ones? Who are the people?
Undertaker, John Cena, CM Punk. I'm trying to think of other ones. Give me a second here.
He only had so many.
CM
Triple
Punk?
H.
Triple H did as well. Yes,
Punk did.
basically all of his big matches since he's come back.
Minus Punk.
Angle's kicked out of him when their old stuff.
Minus Punk. True, Angle did. Minus Punk, maybe minus Angle. Those we got John Cena, you got Undertaker, and you got Triple H. Those are
I
Oh,
know.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah, but
and
you
Roman
can't
Reigns.
minus people.
I know where you're
And
going
Roman
already,
Reigns.
Bomber.
You know where I'm
I already
going.
know
Yes,
where you're
you
going.
know where I'm going.
That's
These
how you
guys
establish
are
them.
on another level. These guys are on
That's
another
how
level.
you establish them.
Yeah, but then
You have
that
Braun.
makes Braun Strowman and Samoa Joe look like nobodies because they're not as good as those old main event guys that could kick out of multiple.
I wouldn't say
finishers.
nobodies. It just shows that they're not. They just can't take an
Yeah,
F5.
but they're
Triple
trying
H.
to build. Damn it!
Bunch of horse
Oh
shit.
my
The
God,
whole
you're getting more
story.
angry than ever.
I hate you so much.
Listen,
You guys
the-
are so
the whole-
mad
And
right now.
Goldberg. Don't forget Goldberg kicked out too.
Yeah, listen. Am I
he?
wrong in
Yeah,
thinking that
yeah,
he sort of?
Yes, he kicked out of one. I think he didn't kick out of 2.
Exactly. If Braun Strowman kicked out, it'd be like, oh my God, it takes more than that to
It was
defeat him.
Goldberg. It was
Like
Goldberg.
we've been saying for a year.
It was Goldberg.
Am I wrong in thinking that the underlying story for Brock Lesnar since he's come back has generally been it's been getting harder and harder for him. More people are making him scared. More people are making him nervous. And he's no longer the young fucking beast anymore who's just running through people.
True.
Now he's he's the top guy. He's getting older, and he's in danger of losing.
Yep. He's got
And
people
what do
not scared of him. He's
and
got
what do
people
you-
wanting
yeah.
him.
And what do? You take your two newest, hottest fucking monsters who should be given Brock Lesnar the trouble of his lifetime, should be giving him harder matches than The Undertaker gave him, and they're going down to one F5. It's bullshit.
That's how the build was. Joe was choking him out a lot, and Braun was tossing him around. And even Heyman had Finn pegged as a real threat as well, which we know he's going to go down with one in January.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
I'm just saying-
That's the problem.
Look, there's-
I
Jake,
get what you're saying, Bomber, but you
I
want to
don't-
build
let
these
me-
guys up. They're the
let me
three
make-
that need
Time
it.
out. Let me just say one thing real quick. First
I
of all,
want you to respond to me after.
okay, you can go after. To me, I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to. I know what you're saying. They've already done it and stuff. I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to legitimize even more his finishing maneuver and making it more powerful, more meaningful. When holy shit, he had the F5. He's not gonna kick out of that. And then when they do, because he's been doing it for, I guess, since when was the last time? WrestleMania, right? So since WrestleMania, nobody's kicked out of the F5, because Goldberg did. Nobody's kicked out of the F5 since WrestleMania.
He's only had 2 matches
So,
since
Bomber,
WrestleMania, though.
So
I'm
what
sorry
that
to cut
means
you off.
is
So you're going to be
Go ahead.
shocked when Roman Reigns kicked out.
Yeah. Bomber loses his mind. Oh my god, look at that! He kicked out of it! They reestablished it, guys! Get
Like,
excited!
Well, what that
No,
means
it
is
To the
that
casual
At
fan,
what cost?
probably,
To the-
yes.
to the
me,
casual
I
fan,
know
no,
Orton.
the
Braun
casual
Sorry,
and Joe
casual
aren't
fan-
as good as Goldberg.
I didn't mean Orton. I know Roman's gonna kick out. I know,
But the casual
because
fan
it's
is in
Roman.
on the Roman Reigns joke.
No, they're not. Not the
Hey,
casual
They
fan.
boo him.
Yeah, they
They're
are
in
well
on it.
aware.
They're not. They're
Answer
not.
me this though, Jake. So, like, how many people haven't kicked out of the F5?
I mean, recently. I mean, he's all the matches he's been in.
Over his entire career, how many people
I don't know that.
haven't?
How the fuck?
Or
I
since his
don't know.
return. Since his return, because that's the Lesnar they want you to remember, not the old one. So since his return, how many people has he faced where they haven't kicked out?
Dean Ambrose, Samoa Joe.
Yeah, you had to put on chairs though, by the way, so that's a little different.
Yeah, true. Samoa Joe, Dean Ambrose, Braun Strowman, Cesaro. That was a house show though.
That doesn't count.
Right, so you can't count that.
Okay, whatever. And then
No, but you can't.
I'm trying
Big
to
Show, but Big Show got the
Big
shit
Show.
kicked out of him
The
beforehand.
bejesus kicked out of him, yeah.
Yeah,
So
so that's a weird one too.
4 if you don't count Cesaro.
I mean,
I don't
really,
think he's had
it's-
any other matches besides
2.
the big ones.
But that's what I'm saying. You're like, oh, they're really legitimizing it, but yet
People in chat are
and
saying
almost
Kofi.
everybody-
People are saying
almost
Kofi
everybody
Kingston
that
in
was
chat.
on the
Kofi
special.
doesn't
You're right,
fucking
you're right.
count either. That was a house show.
But
Like,
no, it
that
was
was a
broadcast.
special on the network that didn't fucking. And Kofi is a different. That's like him fighting on lower card.
Kofi shouldn't have kicked out
But
of it. That's what we're trying to say.
Yeah, that's
Braun
true.
and
But
Joe should
but
have.
like your argument is you keep saying that like
They're
they're trying
trying-
to legitimize it so
Yes.
it's okay. But,
But it's
they've
damaging.
they only did it to Braun and Joe.
They haven't though.
Everybody else that
Yes,
he's
they
faced
have.
has kicked out of it.
Ambrose shouldn't kick out. Rollins shouldn't kick out. Braun should. Joe should. Miz shouldn't. Cesaro shouldn't. You see what we're saying? The two guys that shouldn't have. The two guys that should have are the two that didn't get to. They're
Rollins
damaged
didn't-
more than anything.
Rollins was a DQ.
I
Rollins
think
didn't
you
do it. That
guys
was Taker came
are
back.
No, but that's what I'm
I
saying.
think you guys are
It is more
exaggerating a little
damage-
bit.
No,
Here's
here's,
the-
No, not at
here's-
all.
here's what they should have done.
You're saying
because-
they're damaged
flip it
because they
around
didn't kick out.
Tombstone.
No,
Yes.
no.
Braun has lost so much steam.
You're
since
crazy.
Then.
He's bigger than ever.
No,
not.
but he can't
Really
beat
not.
Brock. No one thinks he can beat Brock now.
That's the thing. That's why Brock is going to be this guy that's unfucking stoppable. And yes,
you
Until
it's gonna be
Roman Reigns
but-
beats him
But
at
Roman couldn't
WrestleMania.
do it 3 years ago.
Well, guess what? His time's coming. That's the thing. That's the
Yeah.
story behind it. That's the
God,
story.
You're gonna be the only one that stands up and holds your arms in there and goes, "He kicked out of the F5." Oh my god.
Oh my god, you guys! I'm just saying you're kind of exaggerating a little bit. That's all I'm
I mean,
saying.
like,
I'm not saying you're
does
I am
that-
not
wrong.
exaggerating.
Here's what they should have
at all.
done.
I think it's
Does that we're being chaotic?
Go
Does
for it,
that
Lee.
not make sense to you though? That I say when I'm like, "Hey, tell me how many people that haven't since his return." And the only two people that were cleanly beaten by him
Well-
were Samoa Joe
Well-
and Braun Strowman, guys that are legit seen as monsters. Everybody else is kicked out, or it was like
Actual
onto
threat.
chairs, or there were circumstances.
But I'm saying,
That's bullshit.
but I mean, you discredited a couple of them though. So I mean, like Kofi and
Like
them.
who? It's Kofi.
Kofi.
But you're saying okay,
It's
so you're
giving
saying
you
Kofi's
reasons.
nobody? I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kofi's not a
nobody.
monster.
Yes. Kofi is a
Well,
nobody.
then say how
Kofi's
many
not a
monsters.
monster.
Then say how many monsters didn't kick out. Don't
God,
say
I-
who.
Two.
No, I'm saying
Two.
I'm saying say that. Don't say nobody.
You're
Say,
literally going to be the
Monsters
only
shouldn't-
person that's going to be happy when Roman kicks out of the F5 at WrestleMania. The
You know what?
only fucking person on the planet.
we'll see. I mean,
If they wanted to build Brock up with a killer move, they should have switched to something
Give him a
else.
new
Yes.
one. Give him
Yes,
something new.
yes,
Yeah,
yep,
I agree.
yep,
They
five
did
should have
for a
been.
while.
Dude, you know what they should have started pushing was that Kimura lock
Yeah.
again, because I still respected the Kimura lock.
That's
That's
a
what
good
he
move.
did, and he
I like
broke
that.
Triple H's fucking arm.
It looks vicious.
Yeah, all he had to do, and he doesn't have to break their arm. He just makes sure they tap out. Like within like 5 seconds, they tap out because that's how vicious it is. And then when he gets Roman in it, I'm like, dude, he lasted for like 3 minutes in it. That awesome.
And you
Okay,
know,
that's
the
cool.
comparison
I'm
to
down.
that, but when Undertaker had his tombstone killing everybody, he brought in the Hell's Gate. Michaels lasted a while in it. Oh, he's a different level. He's not. That's how that works. That's how it
you know
fucking
what?
works.
CJ in our chat, CJ Blackthorn said something amazing right now. He said, once again, talking about Lesnar causes everyone to lose their shit. That's the thing about Lesnar, man. Like,
It's
no
not
matter
a good
what.
thing, though. This
It
is
is a
No,
good
no.
thing. It's got to see, again,
I
we're just going crazy
I like
again.
Lesnar. I hate that they damage two guys to make him look strong
Yeah.
when they're the long term.
See, that's another thing. I don't like the way you guys are saying damage two guys.
because he did.
No
Braun Strowman is
fan
not
thinks those guys
damaged
can
guys.
win. No. If you we're gonna do a rematch, Braun and Joe, he'll get him this time. Oh, no, he won't. He'll just catch him in a move and it's over. It's not that Braun escaped or Joe escaped.
He just got beat clean.
Brock just beat them down. Yeah.
What's
Those
wrong
two
with
guys,
beating someone clean? I'm saying.
If
there's
it's
people-
I've been trying to say it, Bomber. It seems you're not listening to when I say this. If it was anybody but those two and Demon Finn, those three are the only three, except for like a Cena or a Rock. That's how you get them to that level. They've been trying to put these guys up on that level for a while, but when you neuter them, like having Finn lose to Kane, you get problems like this.
So-
That's
Yeah,
the
like,
point.
what did that
So
add
your
for
guys'
anybody?
only problem is
Don't remind me about the Kane thing.
So,
God,
no,
what did
your
that
guys-
do for anybody?
No, your guys' only problem is that they didn't kick out of one F5. Is that your guys' problem, or is it that
Yes.
they
They
didn't
were
win?
they
Yeah.
didn't
Made 'em look
protect
weak.
the guys that
Oh my
needed
God.
protection.
Yes.
You remember back in the
Yes.
day when like the fucking finisher ended the match? That's what I'm saying. Like
It still
Or-
can.
it
Yeah,
made
of
the
course it
move
can.
so much more
So here,
important. That's what I'm
Let
saying.
me. I think it's also context
better-
in terms of the fact that during the Strowman and during the Joe matches, he just kind of hit him with it. Like there wasn't. It felt like if maybe he had him on the rocks or on the ropes, like he did something in
I will
order
say
to
the
get
Joe
the advantage.
one, yes. The Joe one, yes.
Because he just picked him up and beat him after Joe was beating the shit out of him for
Correct.
like 15 minutes. Like that just made Joe look weak. That one move could put him down like that. That's annoying to me.
But that
they,
one move is his finisher.
But I really felt like Strowman was where they really dropped the ball, though. Like with
finisher
Joe,
doesn't
Joe was
drop
still-
someone just out of the blue, dude.
yeah, it doesn't.
Do you remember
gotta
in the
work
old
towards it.
SmackDown games when you could have yourself start with like 5
Oh my
finishers?
god, Peanut, we're talking about
you
fucking
couldn't.
SmackDown games now?
You couldn't just hit the one finisher and then the
Yeah.
match would be over.
There
You'd
you
have to
go.
use
Yeah.
all 5.
All 5 of them. At 5, I see what you're saying.
There's a point. There's a little humor behind it, but there's an actual point.
I understand everything you're saying, Bomber. I really do. But the two guys they shouldn't have sacrificed to make it stronger again were those two. You could have
For a
easily had a
payoff
Rollins match
that
or an
nobody cares
Ambrose
about.
match or a
But-
Cesaro match or you could have easily had those guys.
But he doesn't.
Nobody cares
but
where they're
not
going
the
with it.
monsters.
Like this whole payoff of Lesnar versus
It's
Reigns and
Ambrose.
Reigns
If it
finally
wasn't-
conquering him. Nobody cares.
it wasn't
nobody
Reigns-
wants to see that match.
If we didn't like, I mean, we still don't 100% know. We're like 99% know.
That
But
is
if you guys
100%.
didn't know it was going to be Roman Reigns is going to be the guy that ends up doing it, would it change your mind or no?
If they,
Yeah,
I was
'cause we'd
saying,
be like,
yeah,
oh,
that would
fuck,
actually
is
that
that
may
again?
actually help a little bit.
Like,
but the
what
fact
if-
that I know
'cause
that at
Reigns
the end of
could
the
get hurt.
road, at the end of the road, instead of finding a pot of gold, we're finding a giant pot that been shit into, and he's like, eat it.
Well,
Honestly,
I mean,
That's the problem, the main issue with this.
if we didn't know they were going toward Brock and Roman, and suddenly we realized, oh god, they're going toward Brock and Roman. He won the Rumble. We're going toward it. Fucking Christ, it's Orton Batista again. Fuck. That's
Well,
my reaction.
but yeah, they fixed the Orton
It's-
Batista match, so I mean, it's all good.
Exactly.
They
fixed it.
can't build Brock as this monster that nobody's beat when, quite frankly, they jobbed him when he came into Cena, and everybody
Wrongly.
remembers that. And then Triple H beat him. Like, if this would have made sense to me if when they brought Brock in, he remained an undefeated monster until they finally paid it off with Roman Reigns conquering him. Like, my ideal situation would have been, fuck the Rollins run-in, have Lesnar beat Roman clean at that WrestleMania 31, okay? And then wait a year. That's cool. WrestleMania 33, Reigns finally gets his groove back. He's Stella. Finally gets his groove back, and he finally conquers the Beast. But like Lesnar's already lost multiple times. He's not a monster to me at all in any way, shape, or form. And to sacrifice a real monster in Braun, even if you're saying like, oh, it didn't hurt him, it definitely lowered his potential by at least a little bit, just a little bit.
I see what you're saying. I know you got to be fucking right, but Brock Lesnar is a fucking monster, no matter how you look at it. Yes,
no, he's not. Well, look at the way they booked him against Joe though, and against Braun. He started to be kind of like cowardly a little.
Those were other monsters.
Apparently they were.
Yeah, they were.
In F5, no problem.
Exactly.
I like Lee. Yeah,
they were handled easily.
I wouldn't say easily.
We're going in circles here now.
We did. It's fun.
I need to wind this down.
Because Bomber's fucking wrong.
All right, so Lee's got to go. So, all right, so did we say who?
So anyway, AJ is a great match.
Did we say who we thought was going to win?
Oh, Lesnar's going to win 100%.
Brock,
yeah, Lesnar, because
Jinder
interferes.
Jinder, yeah. So everybody's
Jinder Mahal, yes, Mahal.
Okay, so guys, that's our Survivor Series breakdown. We went through each of the matches there.
How is Bound for Glory?
I think we'll talk about that another time. I actually have a lot to say about Bound for Glory, but we don't have the time. But
good, thank God.
Yep, I know, just spare you.
I need to know what happened with their champion I've never heard of before.
Okay, gotcha.
Did you enjoy Bound for Glory?
We'll talk about it later. I didn't hate the show. No, it was all right. It was a good show. It was okay. It was decent. Like I said, I'm a little more biased. But anyway,
that seems like a good WrestleMania reaction right there.
Anyway,
better.
It was like your guys' same reaction to the actual WrestleMania that happened. So
no, dude,
it's true. It was too long.
Was Slammiversary a better show?
I think as a show, goddamn, we're talking. I said we weren't going to talk about. Yes,
no,
in my opinion,
no.
I would say yes. I think Slammiversary was a better overall show. Yes.
Oh,
but
Anthem.
Yeah, but anyway,
go down the toilet.
God damn it! See, you were just anyway. Guys, Prediction League. If you want to get in on predicting this card, which I think is going to be really fucking hard for me. Go to jobberradio.com. You're going to see all kinds of fucking links. Join the Prediction League. Sign up. Join it's called the JRPL, the Jobber Radio Prediction League. Post your picks, and you'll be added to our show. And you'll get a match against somebody. It's a lot of fun. And I think, which a lot of other people do think, that it kind of adds to these pay-per-views and kind of give you somebody to root for, even if it's a match you don't care about. But having said that, I don't know if you guys looked at the card, but the Team Jobber Radio, we're all on a team minus Peanut because you're.
Oh man.
God, yeah. If it was a 6-on-6, but we'll see. Who knows? Rab might no show. We'll figure it out. But we are facing women, guys. I don't know if you saw that. I put Jobber Radio versus the women of the JRPL because I figured, you know what? What better statement to make than go out there and beat some women? That's what.
Who am I facing?
Do you have any idea what's going on in the world right now?
Why do you think I booked this match? What are you talking about?
Oh my!
But Peanut, hey, this is the thing. Peanut is also facing the Salami Slinger, that's their name. It also is, and it also is a female. It's also a female.
Right.
Okay,
another member. It's another member's girlfriend. So Peanut is also facing a female. So even though he's not on our team, Peanut.
So he's James Ellsworth. Then.
Beat that woman, Peanut. Beat that woman.
I'll do it for you, Bummer.
Oh God! Don't say that stuff, dude.
But no, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Obviously, it's all good fun. But it gives us. There's 3 different Survivor Series matches we have on the show. It's Jobber Radio versus the women of Jobber Radio Prediction League. We have Team UK, people from the UK versus Team USA, 5 guys from the USA, and also the big feud that's been going on in the JRPL, which is the Solution versus the Team Regulators, which is kind of like storylines that we make up that are happening. So it's a lot of fun. Check it out and take part because it's Survivor Series. It should be a lot of fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
And Bomber's write-ups are good.
Yeah, and I do a little write-ups, just add a little kayfabe, make it a little more extra for everybody. But that's all I got. You guys got anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
Nope, I'm good.
Nope.
Fuck Brock Lesnar.
Oh wait, what? God damn it! Whatever.
No, there's our channels, Bomber. You link them all. It's always there. It's all good.
Everything will be. Yeah, everything's all over the place. You'll be able to find all of our stuff, especially all Peanut stuff.
And Randy Orton, if you're in the chat, post your pics. I know that's your gimmick. Post your pics.
Yeah. That's the other thing. We do periodically stream on Reckless Eating, our show here that you're hearing right now, whether you're listening to it on iTunes or YouTube or whatever. We also stream this live from time to time. Catch us on Twitter. We'll let you know when we do. But I think that's it, guys. I think we need to get the fuck out of here, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
All right. Bye-bye.
We miss you, Rab.